Hey guys, Joe here with Laters Touch LLC. As I described in my last video when I was making the fab table that was behind us, I had some issues towards the end of the cuts. I about 45 minutes in to where my torch height would be about where it should be, and then it'd go up real high and then come back down after about 2 inches of cutting. I did that 3 or 4 times, and from the research I've done and just from common knowledge of running this table myself, I believe it's due to moisture. When it's got that moisture in there, it thinks it's closer because it's reading higher and thinks it's further away, so it sits there and moves around on you. I don't like it. Don't like having to re-loop my G-code to cut things correctly. So I ended up getting behind us. I'm getting ready to show you the Harbor Freight air dryer. I see a lot of pros and cons online to the Harbor Freight air dryer. Some people say it works really well. Some people say they use it consistently, never have an issue. Some people say it doesn't work at all. So as I said, I'm getting ready to show you, I've got a 25 to 30 foot copper maze on the wall. And after the maze, I have a 5 micron filter with a regulator into the air dryer. And then the air comes out of the air dryer and goes through the desiccant bead filters, 2 of them. So I have those dried out. They are older beads, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not. If it is, I bought a whole new thing of the desiccant beads to swap out if that affects our test at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it continuously for about 45 minutes, see how it does, see if the desiccant beads turn colors. I also have a piece of cardboard set up on the table with a nozzle coming straight out of the air hose that's zip tied on that I'm going to run and photograph the whole entire time to see if we see any blotches of water come out or pools of water or mist of water, so I can see how this thing does. But I'm pretty sure that desiccant beads should show us any moisture that's going through that line period. So that's what we're getting ready to do. I'm going to turn you around and show you what's going on. All right, so as I said, right here I've got about 25 feet of maze, which I drain, and it does work very, very well. I've got 5 micron filters on a regulator. This is where the air comes out of the maze through the 5 micron filter, goes actually down into the Harbor Freight air dryer, comes out and goes through 2 desiccant bead filters, and then goes into my plasma cutter. Everything is on and running. If you guys have any questions about my setup or have any information on it, just let me know and I can answer anything. What size lines, what PSI. All right, now that is exactly 1 hour of runtime. Typically, I was having issues with water between 30 and 47 minutes. So, and the beads are still pretty blue. If you guys are wondering what kind of water we're talking about, this water was drained right before I started this process. And it's looking pretty dry. Not getting anything. Oh, there we go. There's the water that the trap took out. This is still doing what it's supposed to at about 39. It says it's supposed to be between, I think, about 30 to 39 psi, which is where it's at. Still running, doing its job. The beads are still pretty blue, just slightly pink, where they had some type of moisture, but not enough to really notice anything. Last time these beads were completely pink before, to where you can notice it from across the garage, and they're still pretty dark. So I guess that's a good sign. Guess that means it's working. All right, guys, air dryer run for a complete hour. My desiccant bead filter, which before when I was running it at about 30 minutes worth of cut time, desiccant beads, which are my color is pink when they're wet and blue when they're fully dry. They were completely pink after about 30 minutes, and I just ran it for a complete hour straight at about 90 psi. Showed you guys how a little bit of water came out of the actual maize. They were still pretty blue. They had a little bit of pink tint to some of them, but not all of them, showing that the air dryer does, in fact, do its job. I would still put a desiccant bead filter after on the outlet side before it goes to your plasma cutter, just to save your consumables, stop from your torch high controller going up and down, or your whatever issues you could be having from having water in your line. One thing I did notice is I need to probably put an extra 25 feet of line between my air compressor and my maize, allowing the air to cool a little bit more before it gets to my maize. Because from my research, I've found that having hot air going through your maize doesn't let your maize run as efficiently. The actual air dryer itself seems to be doing good. It's staying where it's supposed to be as far as PSI goes. It reads no higher than 29 PSI, which is what it's supposed to via the manual. Other than that, it does not come with a cord, so make sure you order a cord to go on it. I don't know why they don't include the cord. I see a lot of people complain about this issue. I would, like I said, order a desiccant bead filter to come on the outlet side in between your compressor and your dryer. It's still running cool, still running efficient. Again, the only issue that I'm having right now that I need to either call them, or if you guys got any advice, is on the drain line, the red drain line that comes off the filter. It says it's supposed to be expelling water, and I put a Tupperware again underneath my drain line, and I have no water coming out. So I need to figure that out. I feel like that could make it run a lot better, or maybe it's just not getting that much wet air coming through it. But it has been raining here for about 4 days straight, so it's high humidity right now. If you guys would like to see anything else done, fresh desiccant filter beads put in, and before and after me draining the traps and the tanks and everything, and show exactly how much water is going through, just message me if you guys have any pointers on how to make this system run more accurate. Let me know. I like to make all my stuff run 100% as good as it can run. Thank you, guys.